Yeah. Is the screen visible? Dheeraj? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there are different approaches for the evaluation. You have to make your decision effective, convincible to the top management. So you have to present it properly with all the details. Implementation and verification of the decision can be done on the computer also with the help of the simulation software. The scientific approach to the decision process involves 6 steps. So in the first step, you have to define your problem. In second step, observations under different conditions. Then based on the observation, you can write hypothesis. Hypothesis is nothing but whatever you are learned in statistics. Then in order to test the hypothesis, you have to perform the experiment. And mostly it is design of experiment, that is DOE. Once you perform the experiment, then whatever data or whatever results you have got, that has to be recorded. Then these results are analyzed, compared, and you have to decide whether to take, whether to accept or to reject. But the decision has to be taken. You cannot keep it pending. That's why I told an example that some certain community, you know, they will give the money to their child. Okay, this is the money, take 10,000, 15,000, or even sometimes 1 lakh. Okay, if you have decided uh, to start the business, yes, start the business. But you take the decision. Now, the parents are happy that at least you are taking the decision of doing the business. Yes, I don't want to learn, I will take the, but decision, if you are not taking any decision, that is whether I will do business or whether I'll go for education or higher education and then do the placement. So if you are not taking the decision, that is something wrong. So this is what the 6 step process is. Define the problem, observation, then define your hypothesis, then experimentation, and based on the experimentation, you have to finally give the choice or opinion whether the hypothesis is accepted or rejected. Here are some guidelines for effective decision making. First is define the goal, objective. You can have many objectives, but then your goal should be one only. Like Arjuna in Mahabharata, I can see only the eyes. So you can have 4 to 5 objectives, but you take a goal initially instead of taking all the 4 5 goals. Start with one single goal and adopt a diagnostic approach. Diagnostic approach is a scientific approach for decision making. You have to always involve your team, all the team members, and you have to see that you get the work done from everyone. implementation is always important. Yes, it is. This is taken implementation. In Japan, more importance is given to the person who is implementing. Suggestions, suggestions, suggestions. Many people can give the suggestions and many suggestions, but their suggestions has to be implemented. So if you are not implementing the suggestions, it's of no use. Suggestions are of no use. So that's why the people or the persons who are implementing the suggestions, they are rewarded more. They evaluate the results and then again take the decision whether you will perform another sets of experiments or whether you will redesign, etc. So quantitative methods and qualitative methods. This is the two approaches. Quantitative method means based on the quantity, based on the data. And statistics plays very important role in this quantitative decision making. And you must have noticed also that many organizations or many institutions, they always take the feedback after the seminar or after the examination. So that is nothing but a collection of the quantitative data, and based on that, using statistical techniques like hypothesis or probability techniques, OE techniques, or so using those statistical techniques, you can again take the decision. So statistics can be considered as a part of OR, operation research. And operation research deals with many techniques like linear programming, transportation model, then decision making itself is one or two chapters in operation research. So many techniques are there in OR, and that's why OR is a very important subject. So what are the various quantitative techniques for decision making? So models can be deterministic models, or these are the various techniques. Like you have deterministic models, then probabilistic model, and there are other techniques. So these are the techniques which are explained in OR. And OR by Hiragutta, it is the best book to learn all these techniques. So deterministic models, you have break-even analysis, which you know. Break-even analysis means it is a quantity at which you will start earning the profit. Like suppose I have to decide whether I have to make or produce 100 cars or 200 cars or 300 cars. How much shall I produce so I can recover my investment? That is what is break-even analysis. So if I produce say 1 lakh of cars, okay, then only I can restore, I can earn my profit. This is what is nothing but break-even analysis. Linear programming is again popular and widely used tool in OR, linear programming. So there we define a mathematical model, that is my output depends upon what. So output is a function of, like suppose my output is getting the good marks. So it depends upon what? It depends upon the reference material books you have. So it is a function of material. It depends upon the learning, whether you are learning or not. It depends upon teaching. It depends upon the study material. So getting a good marks is a function of all these things. Or suppose in a farming, if you want a good crop, anaj, so it is a function of water. It is a function of temperature. It is a function of soil, quality of soil. It is a function of fertilizer. So output will depend on this. So these relations, this mathematical relation you have to develop, and that is what is nothing but the linear program. Then capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is nothing but the top management gives the budgets, that this is what the budget is for the next year. So that is called as the capital budgeting. Then you have inventory management. Inventory management, may you have raw materials, then raw material inventory, work in process inventory, finish inventory, and spares inventory. Probability models, these are useful. Now deterministic model is useful whenever the dynamics is not known. Probabilistic models where there is uncertainty. That time these probabilistic models are very useful, and the most important technique for probabilistic model is simulation. That is, you simulate on your computer using the simulation software. The decision tree also comes under probabilistic models. The other techniques which are useful, that is quantitative techniques, are waiting line theory, then game theory, win-win-win-loss, information theory, utility theory, and heuristic problem solving. So heuristic problem solving means you have genetic algorithm, ACO, PSO, etc. So deterministic model is appropriate when a manager can obtain a perfect data. It should not be a manipulated data. Remember, the data should be the decisions or the results will depend upon how accurate your data is. Many times, the people, they don't do a survey, and they just write down all the data, just manipulated data. So obviously you will not get the correct results. So that's why your data should be perfect and it should be reliable. And if you are generating a fake data or manipulated data, now there are softwares available which can determine whether the data is fake or data is correct. Probabilistic model, you don't have exact value of all the factors because there is a randomness involved in the probabilistic model. So uncertainty is more in probabilistic model, but this simulation software can help to define or to make probabilistic model. Mostly Arena, what we have in your industrial engineering lab. So there you can have practice on the Arena, which will be useful for your project. You can also do mathematical programming. Mathematical programming means like using C language. Like, let us take an example of, say, linear programming. Now, linear programming can be solved manually, or it can be solved. Linear programming can be solved by doing programs. So, doing programs means generally using C plus or C, you can do linear programming. So, the advantage of linear using software or doing programming is independent. See, there are two variables. One is dependent and another is independent. So you can, if you want to do manually, if your variables are three, you can solve it. But moment the variables increases more than three, like I gave an example of crop, good crop. So use of fertilizer, quality of the stand, then rain, then temperature, then like that. So if it is up to two variables, two factors, then you can do it manually. But moment you exceed two, then it becomes very tough to do manually. And if it is four or five, then it is not possible to do manually. See, in such case, you can do mathematical programming. And in mathematical, there are some algorithms already built. They are available. And you can go up to 100 variables you can go. So that is the beauty of mathematical programming. And plus, not only you can go for 100, but you can also save the time. And of course, there are no mistakes. If your programs are correct, then your result also you will get correct result. Linear programming can be solved by two methods. One is simplex method and another is graphical method. Graphical method you know x and y. So graphical method can be used for only one factor, whereas simplex method can be used for many factors, many dependent factors. Graphical method you have to use graph paper, x-axis, y-axis. So it is a function of only one variable. Here are some mathematical models. So they can be classified as cell model, analog model, and mathematical model. So what is your cell model? It is nothing but a physical replica of a system, physical replica based on a different scale than the original. That is your iconic model. Analog model, it is not exactly replica of the real-time system, but it behaves like that. So analog model can be used for organization charts, authority responsible relationships. Then mathematical model. Mathematical models, it will give you, you know, a good relationship and interrelationship also among the variables. Like y is my function and it depends upon say x1, x2, x3, x4. So you can write y is proportional to x1, y is proportional to x2, or directly proportional or inversely proportional, जो भी है. And then you can create a model. So y is equal to k1 x1 plus k2 x2 plus k3 x3. So like that. So y is a function of x1, x2, x3. Like here one small model is given, that is profit is equal to revenue. Revenue मतलब आपको कितना पैसा मिला minus cost. So this is R is nothing but collection and C is nothing but the cost. मैथमेटिकल मॉडल्स का एडवांटेजेस क्या है कि once you have defined the relationship, then you are going to get an accurate result, and everyone will get the correct result, which is not possible in any other technique, heuristic technique or any other techniques, because the answer or the result will differ from person to person. What you have to remember is that model should be simple and understandable. Try to develop a simple or understandable model. It should be reasonably accurate. Then it should be easy to maintain and control. The model should be adaptive. Then what are the advantages of mathematical model? So before you actually invest or before you actually start your plant or factory, you can understand the results by creating by developing mathematical model. So it is a cost and time saving, and you also get the results faster. Here I want to tell you that there are certain algorithms, like say genetic algorithm or ant colony optimization algorithm. So these algorithms, if you want to get the result, and if the model is complex, then you have to run it for 24 hours on the computer. So it will actually give lots of iterations, and out of the iterations, many iterations, finally it will give you the best optimum iteration. So that is what is your algorithm. So you need to simulate it for 12 hours or 24 hours depending upon the accuracy that you want. But in simulation or in mathematical modeling, the results will depend how accurate your model is, how accurate your model is, and that is the skill. Many greenfield project means the project which involves right from starting, that is right from looking after the location, that is you have to decide the location till your final production. You must, so that deciding the location layout, that is also important. And model making is a skill job. Sometimes if the factories or the plants, if they are very big, then it takes around 6 months every day working continuously for one engineer. It takes 6 months to build the model, working daily 8 to 10 hours, and huge amount of data is required, past data, historical data. So the engineer who is building the model, he should be trained, experienced, and qualified. And of course, the building the model, you have to see that you make or you build the model as fast as possible. Then break-even analysis, I think you know break-even analysis. That is, it is the quantity at which you start earning the profit, or more accurately, there is no loss and no profit. So this is a break-even chart. On the x-axis there is activity or quantity, and on the y-axis there is the cost or revenue. So this is your fixed cost, and let us assume that on the x-axis we have taken quantity. Then this is your variable cost. This fixed cost will remain same irrespective of the quantity, irrespective of the production, more or less, because fixed cost will include basically your location, your plant, and your area. So generally, it remains the same fixed cost, and variable cost, that is this. So that depends upon the quantity. Like suppose if the quantity is 0, then your variable cost will be 0. As and suppose now you are increasing the quantity, so your variable cost will also increase. Like it is, if you talk about machine shop, then variable cost will include your consumables like tools, then your oil, lubrication oil, cutting oil. So the if you have to make more pieces, then you will need more drills, more tools. The quantity of the oil will also be increasing. So if I now add this variable cost and then fixed cost, then I will get this total cost of curve. Alright. Then you are also plotting your revenue curve. Revenue curve means you are earn, earning by the plan, earning by the plan. So obviously, if the quantity is less, then you are going to get a zero revenue. And more the quantity, the more and more the revenue. That is, if you manufacture 100 mobile, you may get 100 into say 10,000, so 1 lakh. If you manufacture 500 mobiles, then you will get 5 lakhs. So this is what is revenue. Where the revenue curve and the total cost curve intersects, that is what is called as the break-even point. Means this is the point at which there is no loss or no profit if you make this much of quantity, or it can be activity also. Now this divides into two zones. Like if you go above this, then this will give you profit here, and below this point, it is loss. Like let us assume say this is 1,000 pieces, this 1,000 quantity. So if you are making 900, then you are losing. If you are making 1,100, then you are earning. So this is what is called as the break-even chart. So if you want to take a decision, then you have to do the cost benefit analysis also. That is, what is my cost, okay, and what is my benefit, what is my profit. And this is also called as the cost effectiveness analysis. See, finally, everything, all the KPI, that is key performance indicators, are converted into money. Money. Everything can be mapped to the money. So OR is a very good tool in order to take the decisions. And in OR, there are different techniques like linear programming, assignment model, transportation model, waiting line theory, many. But in OR, you have to have a mathematical model. You must make the mathematical model. So first you define the problem, then construct a mathematical model, then test the model whether it is correct or not, whether it is working or not, and then you validate. Validation of the model is also important. So there is a difference between verification and validation. Verification means whatever model you have built, whether that model is running or not. We are not concerned about the accuracy, whether the results I am getting are accurate or not. Verification is nothing but whether your model is running or not. And validation means you are implementing, and you get the results, and you are comparing that results with the historical data. That is what is called as the validation. So as I said, linear programming is very popular in decision making. Then capital budgeting. So capital budgeting, it will give you or it provides a set of techniques which a person can use to evaluate the relative attractiveness of various projects in which a lump, matlab, one shot payment is made to generate a earnings over a future period. Like I said that for the next year, that is say 22-23, the management will ask for the budget from every department, whether you want new machines or whether you want to recondition or whether you need additional staff. So capital budgeting means, like, suppose if you are investing a new machine, how much will be the rate of return or rate on or returns on investment, that is called as the ROI. An investment, suppose if you are investing in advertising campaigns, so whether it is going to increase my sale, whether I am going to get the profit, so that is again a capital budgeting. Yes, there is a budget even for advertisement also, and that is necessary in today's competitive world. So that's why investment in capital investment analysis and investment decisions or capital expenditure decisions are very important. So how to compare, what are the KPIs? KPIs means key performance indicators. So how do you compare different alternative investments? So there are different methods like payback method, return on investment method, that is ROI. If I am going to get a returns 6% or 7%, then why should I invest? I'll keep it in a bank and sleep quietly. So unless and until it is more than 10%, nobody will invest it. Then present value return. There are two things. One is present value and future value. Present value means what is the value today, and future value means after 1 year what should be the value based on the inflation. In return on total capital, how much I am going to get. Of course, you can use linear programming as well as simulation also for decision. So payback period means, in suppose if I invested in use automation line, so and that investment is 1 crore. So when I will get those 1 crore back, that is your payback period. Return on investment method, that is what is the rate of return. That's what I told you. Hmm? Whether I am going to get 5% or whether I am going to get 10% or even sometimes 15% also. Here is an example, like for machine X, machine Y, this is the capital cost. This is what I am going to get 30,000. That is, in the first year I am going to get 30,000, and here it is. So rate of returns has been calculated based on rupees 1 invested. So what are the earnings here? Here it is 60, here it is 1,08,000. What is the investment here? 60,000. So what is the rate of return for rupees 1 invested? 60 upon 60. Whereas here it is, even though the investment is more, the rate of return is also more. Like here you are investing 1 rupees and you are getting 1 rupees. Here you are investing 1 rupees and you are getting 1.5 rupees. So obviously you will go for this machine. Then present value return. Like a person, suppose if he has choice of having 100 rupees now or 100 rupees after 1 year. Obviously this is not correct. If I have been given a choice, it is something like you have given 100 rupees to your friend and after 1 year he is returning you 100 rupees. So that is not acceptable. You should expect more, 100 cut to 110. Then you have trial and error yield method. So trial and error mein it's actually manual and you have to perform this manually, or even you can use Excel also. Then net gain method. Net gain method means how much I am going to get the profit after deducting everything, after deducting tax, GST and everything. What is the net gain? So most of the time management asks for this. मेरा खिसे में actually कितना मिलने वाला है? That is what is net gain method is. Then return on total capital employed. That is what will be the rate of return on my total capital. Then you have linear programming module, you have simulation technique to take the decision. Okay, we will stop here. It's time. We will continue this in the next class. Thank you very much. If you have any doubt, please ask.